Hey beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. For today's video, I am doing a long, well, not long awaited, but I'm going to be giving you guys my first impressions on the Bad to the Brow and Clionadh Cosmetics Light Scatters collection. Now, I was really surprised when I got an email from Clionadh Cosmetics and they were like, hey, we have this new collection that we'd like to send you. Mind you, I don't get any PR from Clionadh, so I was like, And then it turns out this is actually in collaboration with Millie from Bad, well, I keep calling her Millie from Bad to the Brow. Channel's Bad to the Brow, her name is Millie. We actually have the same name. I absolutely adore Millie. When it comes to multi-chrome eyeshadows, nobody does it like Millie. And that is because she takes the time to really go through every single multi-chrome, find out if there are dupes, find out what, you know, shades and shifts are similar across all of the possible indie brands. And no one else is doing that. And I sure as hell ain't, because ain't nobody got the time. But the fact that, like, if I'm ever curious about a multi-chrome, I go to Millie's channel. If I ever want to know how something's going to perform, I go to Millie's channel. I think she's also super knowledgeable about sort of like the wear of certain shades because she does have hooded oily eyelids. So if you have issues with creasing and longevity, Millie's going to give you all of the details. Like, I trust her completely when it comes to indie shadows and performance and quality because she just has sort of exceptional, like, detail-oriented view of makeup and is not afraid to say when things aren't good. She's also extremely honest when it comes to her reviews. Like, regardless of the fact that she works with all of these brands, she'll let you know if it's crap or not. So, like, there have been many times where either I'm going back to her old videos and I'm looking at it to see, like, what she thinks about a certain shadow, or I'll just message her on Instagram and be like, hey girl, so is this worth it or not? So when I saw that this collection was with Millie, it made complete sense. Clionadh is one of the best brands out there when it comes to single eyeshadows and when it comes to multi-chrome shades. It is not a brand that I typically shop from because of the fact that they do primarily single shadows and their shadows are not cheap. And if you know me, you know. Ain't nobody got the coinage like that. So it's a brand that I actually don't have anything from in my collection. I did purchase the Dragon Fruit. The Dragon Fruit collection, or palette I should say, when they did have a previous collaboration. But I ended up decluttering that because I didn't think it was a great representation of the brand. The color story wasn't exactly mine. I had a lot of issues with that palette at the end of it. So I did end up decluttering that. But the quality, there was nothing I could say about the quality of the shadows. So the collection, I should say, is actually 5 different items. So, well, yeah, let's call it that. So first and foremost, we have the Light Scatters palette. Now this is vegan, cruelty-free, handmade in Canada by Clionadh Cosmetics. It has a 36-month shelf life and you get 9 grams of product. And there are 9 single multi-chrome shades. And this looks, I would say, a little like nondescript, and you're just kind of like, oh, okay, that's nice. Wait till y'all put this on the eyelids. Just say, I know I'm jumping ahead of myself. So this is the 9-pan eyeshadow palette. I will insert swatches so you guys can see what it looks like on my skin. I always do my swatches in natural light. I go outside, I stand up in my balcony, and then I show y'all what it looks like on my arm. I'm a medium deep complexion with a yellow golden undertone. I am a little bit lighter because it is winter time, but this is me. This is me. Next up in the collection, we actually have a brush set. Full transparency, in every single look that I created with this palette, I didn't use the brushes. I kept forgetting. I'm not gonna lie, I kept forgetting. So we actually have 4 brushes in the brush set. I'm just gonna take them out so you guys can see. I do think that this is a set that's really good for detail work or if you have small hooded eyelids. I think part of the reason why I wasn't exactly like I need to use these brushes is because if you have seen me apply makeup, if you've seen my face before, you know I have giant lids. So like when it comes to like the amount of lid space that I have, I do prefer larger brushes because I don't have hooded eyes. I don't necessarily need super small brushes unless it's for like really detailed work. Now these are pretty tiny, so if you wanted to get like up in the corner and do some detail work, I think it'd be great for that. But the way I've been using this palette doesn't require any detail work, to be quite honest. The next thing, another product that I forgot to use, is the Shine On, I think they call this a enhancer. So it's a shimmer shadow enhancer. So this is basically what I consider like an eyeshadow primer. You put it on before you apply the shadows to the lids, and this is supposed to make it pop. I forgot to use this as well. But and it's not a bad thing. It's just a testament to how good these shadows perform on their own. I don't even know how else to tell you guys. They just work on their own. So there is the Shine On Shadow Enhancer. And the last thing, which is the only product that the brand did not send me, are some nail polishes. Clionadh actually does multi-chrome nail polishes. And I don't know. Yes, so there's a mini trio set. You get 3 multi-chrome nail polishes. That retails for $14.11. So the palette itself is $63.53. That's not a bad price for 9 multi-chromes. And really strong multi-chromes too. And the enhancer is $13.41. If you want the entire bundle with the brushes, everything, that's going to be $98.83. It doesn't look like you can buy the brushes alone. No, the brushes alone, oh, that's not bad. So the brushes alone is $16.23. That's not bad because you do get 4 brushes. So that is the collection. So I'm going to dive into the demo so you guys can see what it looks like on my lids. I am actually wearing the palette right now, and I'll bring you guys in so you can see this. Sorry, the sun, it's like afternoon here and the sun is doing things. But I am wearing the palette right now on my eyelids. I did not film this look. I just put this on today because I've been using this palette nonstop. Now, I've had this palette for several weeks, probably a little bit over a month now. And I filmed these looks a long time ago. I just didn't do the intro and the outro, which is what I'm doing today. But since filming those looks, I have been wearing this pretty nonstop because these are the perfect one undone shades. So this is a very, very simple one look with just like a little matte to blend things out kind of look. And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this palette, let me tell you. One of the best releases of 2024. Okay, let's dive into the demos and I'll come back at the end and give you guys my final thoughts. So I see these shadows as one and done shadows. So that's what I'm going to do for today's look. I'm just going to take this shade here. And these are super soft. So just be careful how you dig your fingers in. And I'm just going to use my finger. Oh my god, so beautiful. Use my finger and tap this all over the lid. Because what I want to do is just pack this on the lid with my finger and then go in with a brush and probably one matte shade and blend out the edges, and that be the look. Because these shadows stand out so well on their own. And you guys know, typically I will go in with at least 2 shimmers on the lids, 3 mattes, and all that fun jazz. But when the shadows are this shifty, I don't like to overly mix them together because then it just becomes a bit of a mess. So really these shadows are, you pick one, you slap it on the lid. And I'm saying slap, but y'all know what I mean. You pack it on the lid and then you just either diffuse out the edges. You don't need to go in with a matte, but you can go in with a matte on the edges or just use a brush to diffuse the edges. Like, oh, look at that. These are so beautifully soft too that they are like so everyday friendly, so wearable. Oh my god, Millie really, she created the multi-chromes for the people like me that don't want to be doing too much. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I believe, 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 I believe. I believe. Oh, I get so easily distracted. Okay, so that's what it looks like with me just taking my finger and slapping it on a lid. I am going to go in with a brush so I can clean up the edges because my finger doesn't get all the way into where it needs to. So I'm just taking a brush and really just getting into the crevices in the front of the eye and blending the edges. I will go in with a matte shade to soften this up though. Then I'm going into my Esom All Matte palette. I'm actually going to take this brown shade here, just a super simple brown, and I'm going to put that into the crease just to blend out the edges of this multi-chrome. Then using the same brush, I'm just going to go down one, take a little bit of that, and just tap it into the outer part here.
traffic ain't a waste of time. When you were there to hold my hand, but I've had it with the 405 since you said I'd missed my last chance. But
and this is it, you guys. This is the eye look. I think it's super simple, but it adds so much dimension, and it looks like I did more work than I actually did. So let me go ahead, clean up the rest of my face, and I'll come back and show you guys the final look. Okay, so this is look number one. As you guys can see, it's just so simple and it looks so put together. Okay, all right, let's do another look, which honestly, I think that all of the looks that I'm gonna do with this palette are just like a simple one and done, just to show you guys how easy this palette is to work with.
They told me you're the reason I shine, as you loved all my seasons. Oh, chemistry unfolds, oh, like never before. But my heart fills love with poison, sawdust, but you fixed what was broken. I wanna keep you close, but there are fears I hold. Would you love me if I told you what they put me through? Don't know what's the pace I can't follow to get to you. If I push too hard, will you become someone I knew? I know I can't reach it. And always, everything I do leads to the end of our places. Saving up your picture keeps me on the same pages. Would you love me if you knew alone you'd be left there? I know I can't do it. And there I left him, with tears like rain in his brown eyes. I will regret it. The love he gave is hard to find. But there I left him, with tears like rain in his brown eyes. Crying I left there, 'cause I can't do it. Crying I left there. They told me damage ain't love. Don't know if I will nip where it hurts. So tell me, would you stay? Oh, will you go away? 'Cause I beg you to hold me. I'm a mess and you picked up what was broken. I wanna keep you close, but all these fears don't go. Would you love me if I told you what they put me through? Don't know what's the pace I can't follow to get to you. If I push too hard, will you become someone I knew? I know I can't reach it. And there I left him, with tears like rain in his brown eyes. I will regret it. The love he gave is hard to find. But there I left him, with tears like rain in his brown eyes. Crying I left there, 'cause I can't do it. Crying I left there. 'Cause always, everything I do leads to the end of our places. Saving up your pictures keeps me on the same pages. Would you love me if you knew alone you'd be left there? Will you do it?
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my demo of the Light Scatters palette. I already said it in the intro, so it's no surprise. I love this palette. It is one of the best releases of 2024. I want to say this, I don't think that there's anyone more deserving of like this collection, and there's no one who could have put together something that was this beautiful. One of the things that I want to say I really appreciate about sort of the curation of these shades is how well they worked on my complexion. Sometimes when it comes to multi-chrome shadows, sometimes when it comes to any shadows, there's always, you know, something that's not going to look good on darker skin tones, and this is perfect. One of the things that I was really shocked by with this palette is how it really is so standalone. Like, I oftentimes think that, particularly when it comes to like all multi-chrome, all shimmer palettes, you know, you need a little matte to like throw in there. But to be honest, these are the perfect one and done shades. And I feel like I've been searching for one and done shades for a very long time. And these are like the perfect one and done multi-chrome shades. Like, do you need a sort of matte shade to blend out the edges? Honestly, kind of, sort of, maybe. But you can go in with a bronzer and do that. You don't need anything crazy to do that. But this is the palette that I reach for and have been reaching for, just to pick one shadow, slap it all over the lid, and then just blend out the edges. And that is something that I don't think I have in any of my all shimmer palettes. I don't think that they do it this well. I also have a newfound appreciation for the Clionadh formula. These shadows are soft. And I mean, like, just the texture of this is unreal. There's nothing I can compare this to. Granted, these are handmade. It is their own formula, so it is extremely unique compared to everything else on the market. But goddamn, soft. I don't know if anybody else does it like this. Like, and I'm like, I don't want to fall in love with, like, I already have, I guess, but I try not to like fall in love with new brands, especially brands that are as expensive as Clionadh. But damn, if you wanted to just get a really nice collection of the Clionadh Cosmetics formula, this is the palette that you would pick up. And I do think that the $68 is a fair price, considering that every single one of these shades are multi-chromes and you're getting 9 of them. And, you know, I think individually it would be significantly more, considering what I know of single shadows. So, and it comes with a mirror. Like, these are magnetic, if I believe, and you can take them out. So it's just a palette that it seems like it's very much, it's like a sleeper palette. I don't know, that's not the right phrase. It's a palette that you wouldn't think too much about it, but then you realize that you're reaching for it every single day and you're like, oh, this is good. I already have like dents in this shade and this shade. And I don't get dents in my shadows, you guys. That is not something that happens to me because I have so many eyeshadows. But it's something that I'm seeing with this palette, and I'm like, maybe I should just, you know, have a little backup waiting in the wings, because I'll be really sad when this finishes, or if I hit pad on a shadow. But that being said, I do want to say I am so happy for Millie. Like, she so deserves this collection. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I do know that I need to go back and continue to play with this palette, particularly using the shadow enhancer. But as you saw in the demos, it's not necessary. So imagine how much more this will pop with a little shadow enhancer. Just saying. Like, these stand out on their own. They're absolutely amazing. Anyways, I know that this has been out for some time, but make sure you go shop, purchase if you were curious, or, you know, were waiting to see what it looks like on a darker skin tone. I'm here to tell you, you will absolutely love it. But as always, I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Again, congrats, Millie. I appreciate you all so much more than you know. I hope you are having the best start to 2025, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.